I've always liked skulls and skeletons, so today I'm going to make a flipbook with a skull in it. But I want to make it cute and cartoony, so I'm going to have pretty little flowers growing from its eye sockets, because what's cuter than that? This is going to be a fairly simple animation, but really fun and especially fun to color. So yeah, I've always liked skulls and skeletons since I was a kid. In fact, this is one of my favorite things I have from when I was little. It was around Halloween time and my mom bought me a cupcake from the grocery store. And on top of the cupcake was this little plastic skeleton sitting on top, and I loved it. I loved the details, and so I kept it. And another time I had gotten this little coffin. This was from a candy called Mr. Bones, and inside were these little colorful candy bone pieces, and they would all fit together like a puzzle. And then you could make this little color candy skeleton and then eat him. But the coolest part was that the Mr. Bones candy coffin and my cupcake skeleton were the right size for each other and fit perfectly together. So in went the plastic skeleton, and I've had it ever since. All right, on to the flipbook. The idea is to have a skull on the ground, and I'm going to animate a couple of flowers growing from its eye sockets. Simple, but this will be fun. Step one is to look at some good reference pictures of skulls, figure out what angle I want and how to draw it. Google or stock photo websites are a great place for finding reference images to use. I like this one with the mouth open, so here is my version. I like this. I was feeling pretty good about it. I think it's cool looking. I think it looks really good with the black added in, but this animation really needs to be cuter and more cartoony looking. There's a really specific reason for that, which I'll tell you about in the video. But for now, I need to start over. Okay, this skull, this is better for what I need. A little more cartoony. So for the flowers, I looked at a lot of time-lapse footage of flowers blooming. So looking at those videos for reference, that's going to help as I draw the flowers, one, from each eye socket. My wife suggested adding some blades of grass around the skull, and that is a really simple way to indicate that the skull is sitting on the ground without having to draw the ground or a full background. Okay, so the flower animation is finished. There's one thing I want to point out that could be better. So there's this thing in animation called twinning. It's usually something you want to avoid if you want your animation to feel natural. When two things move exactly the same way and with the exact same timing, it can feel unnatural. For example, if a person's making a gesture with both of their hands, if you can find a way to offset the hands from each other just a little bit, it will usually feel better. So here, that's what I should have done with the flowers, because right now they grow at the exact same rate and stop at the exact same time. To make it feel more natural, I should have offset the timing by a few frames between the two flowers. So I'm going to trace over this whole flipbook again, but this time I'm going to delay the flower on the right side by just 3 frames, and that should make enough of a difference that it'll feel a little better. Okay, so now with the right side offset a little bit, you can see the difference it makes. So here's the first one, and now the new one with a little bit of a delay. I think it feels better, helps it feel a little more natural. Okay, time to color. With a flipbook like this, coloring is one of my favorite parts because the animation is done, it's inked, kind of all the thinking is over, and I can just turn on an audiobook and just chill out coloring. As always, I'm using my Copic markers. They do really well with blending and not smearing colors. I like to take it one color at a time usually, go through the whole flipbook with one marker, and then switch markers and go through the whole thing again with the next color. It just kind of simplifies it and helps you from, keeps you from having to switch markers like over and over and over. Okay, and that's it. Here is the final colored flipbook. I mentioned in the beginning of this video that this flipbook is for a specific purpose. So we are in the middle of making a short live action film for my channel. It's one of the biggest, most ambitious live action videos I've made. It takes place in a post-apocalyptic world. It's about a girl there who makes flipbooks. So this is going to be in the film as the flipbook she makes. There's still a lot of post-production work to do, but it's really cool looking so far. I can't wait for you guys to see it. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you're not already. Thanks for watching. Stay creative, and I'll see you guys in the next video.